Hello students, hope all of you are well. Welcome to zoology class. Today I am going to start with the next chapter, that is the cell structure and function. In this chapter we will discuss about what is cell, who discovered cell, what are the different types of cell and the different organelles of the cell and their functions. So all these concepts will be discussed in 4 or 5 presentations. And now in this first presentation on cell structure and function, we will start with what is cell, and the next concept is who discovered cell, then cell theory, then types of cells, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. So these concepts we will take up today in this presentation. So first of all, what is cell? A cell is defined as the smallest basic unit of life that is responsible for all the life processes. So you know that all living things, they are made up of the cell, and cell is the smallest unit of life, and cells are the structural, functional and biological units of living things, and cell has the capacity to replicate itself independently, and so they are the building blocks of the life. As the bricks form the building, in the same way cells form the life. So each cell, it contains a fluid that is known as the cytoplasm, and cytoplasm, it is enclosed by a membrane, and in the cytoplasm there are certain biomolecules, living molecules, big molecules like proteins, nucleic acids and lipids, and moreover cellular structures, these are called as cell organelles, and they are suspended in the cytoplasm. So cell is the basic unit of life. It has a fluid which is known as cytoplasm, and cytoplasm is enclosed in a membrane which is known as the cell membrane, and in the cytoplasm there are present many biomolecules like proteins, lipids, nucleic acids, etc., and all these biomolecules, they are suspended in the cytoplasm. So this is the basic definition of the cell. So actually cell, as I told you, that it is a structural and fundamental unit of life, and the study of cells from its basic structure to the function of every cell organelle, it is known as cell biology. So what is cell biology? Cell biology is the study of structure of cells and the function of different organelles of the cell. So these things are studied under the heading cell biology. And as you know that all living organisms, they are made up of the cells, and they may be made up of a single cell, then we call that this organism is unicellular, or the organism may be multicellular. And mycoplasmas, these are the smallest known cells, and cells, as you know, they are the building blocks of living things. They provide structure to the body of the organism and convert the nutrients taken from the food by the organism into energy. So what is the function of the cell? Basically cell converts the nutrients in the food into energy for the body. So cells are very complex, and their components, they perform different functions. It means different organelles in the cell, they perform different functions, and cells, they are of different shapes and sizes, and they are like the bricks of the building, and our body is made up of cells of different shapes and sizes. And cell, it is the lowest level of organization in every life form or the living thing. From organism to organism, the number of cells vary. So human beings have a large number of cells as compared to that of the bacteria, which is unicellular. And cells comprise of many cell organelles which perform specialized functions to carry out the life processes. And it means that every organelle of the cell, it has a specific structure and it performs specific function. And moreover, the hereditary material of the organism, it is also present in the cell. So this is the basic introduction about the cell. That cell is a structural, functional, smallest unit of life, and it contains cytoplasm, which is surrounded by cell membrane, and in the cytoplasm there are present many cell organelles. Each organelle has a definite shape, and each organelle performs a specific function, and the basic function of the cell is to convert the nutrients from the food into energy for performing different life processes. So this is cell. So who discovered cells? So there was a scientist known as Robert Hooke. He discovered the cell in 1665. Robert Hooke, he observed the piece of bottle cork under a compound microscope and noticed small structures, and he reminded those small structures as small rooms, and so he named these small structures as rooms or the cells. And now his compound microscope was not so much developed, so it had limited magnification, so he could not see any detail about this cell. And so owing to this limitation, Robert Hooke concluded that these are the non-living cells, these are the non-living things. Then afterwards, Anton von Leeuwenhoek, he observed cells under another compound microscope which was very much developed and which was with higher magnification, and this time Anton von Leeuwenhoek noted that the cells exhibit some sort of motility. They were moving, there was some kind of movement, and as a result Anton von Leeuwenhoek concluded that these microscopic things, they were alive. And so after many observations, these small things, these entities, he named them as animalcules. Animalcules means small animals. And in 1883, Robert Brown, another scientist, he was a Scottish botanist, he provided the very first insight into the cell structure. So we can say that in 1883, Robert Brown studied the structure of the cell, and he described the nucleus present in the cells of orchids. He studied some cells of orchids, means flowering plants or ornamental plants, and he described the nucleus present in these cells in the year 1883. So now you know that Robert Hooke first of all discovered cell in 1665, but he concluded that those cells were non-living because his compound microscope was not so developed. And later on, Leeuwenhoek observed the living cells, and he named these living cells as animalcules, and he saw some movement in these cells because his compound microscope was with higher magnification. And in 1883, Robert Brown, he studied the structure of the cell, and he was able to describe the nucleus which is present in the center of the cells, and he studied the cells of orchids, and in this way cell was discovered. Now the next topic is cell theory. So cell theory was combinedly given by or proposed by German scientist named Malthus 1838 and Theodor Schwann in 1839 and Rudolf Virchow in 1855. And these three German scientists, they gave certain postulates of cell theory. They told that all living species on earth, they are composed of cells, and cell is the basic unit of life, and all cells arise from pre-existing cells. So these are the three postulates of the cell theory, that living things are made up of cells. Cell is the basic unit of life, and all the cells arise from pre-existing cells. So this was the basic cell theory. And now a modern version of cell theory has been formulated, and according to this modern cell theory, energy flows within the cell, genetic information is passed on from one cell to the other, and the chemical composition of all the cells is the same. Now, what are the postulates about the modern cell theory? The postulates are: number one, that energy flows within the cell. So, cells have energy. And number second postulate is genetic information is passed from one cell to the other. And the third postulate of the modern cell theory is that the chemical composition of all the cells is the same. So this is about the cell theory. Next comes the types of cells. So cells are like factories with different laborers and departments that work towards a common objective. And various types of cells, they perform different functions. Based on the cellular structure, there are two types of cells. Number one is prokaryotes, and number two is eukaryotes. So what about the types of cells? That cells are like the factories. As you see that in factories, there are different departments and different types of laborers which work for a different purpose, but the main objective is the same. In the same way, different cells, they perform different functions, but the main objective is to perform the life processes. And now, depending upon the structure of the cell, there are two types of cells. Number one is prokaryotes, and number two is eukaryotes. Pro means primitive, so karyot means nucleus. So the prokaryotes are the cells with primitive nucleus, and eukaryotes, eu means true, karyot means nucleus. So eukaryotes are the cells, they are highly developed and they are with true nucleus. So these are the two types of the cells. So first we will study about the prokaryotic cell. So prokaryotic cells, these are the cells that do not have a true nucleus and they do not have membrane bound organelles. It means the organelles present in prokaryotic cells, they do not have the outer membrane. And what are the characteristics of prokaryotic cell? Characteristics are they lack a nuclear membrane. They do not have true nucleus, so they do not have nuclear membrane, that is the membrane surrounding the nucleus. Then mitochondria, Golgi bodies, chloroplast and lysosomes, these cell organelles, they are absent in prokaryotes, and the genetic material is present on a single chromosome in case of prokaryotes. And the histone protein, it is very important protein of the eukaryotic cells, and this is lacking in prokaryotic cells. And cell wall is made up of carbohydrates and amino acids in case of the prokaryotic cell. Next, the plasma membrane, it acts as a mitochondrial membrane carrying respiratory enzymes, because prokaryotic cells, they lack mitochondria which perform the respiratory function. So the plasma membrane, it acts as a mitochondrial membrane which carries respiratory enzymes. And these prokaryotic cells, they divide asexually by binary fission, that the prokaryotic cells, they divide into two by asexually, and the sexual mode of reproduction is only by conjugation. So these are the characteristics of prokaryotic cell. And what is the structure? So prokaryotic cell, as all of you know, that it does not has a nuclear membrane, and the genetic material, it is present in the region in the cytoplasm, and that portion of cytoplasm where genetic material is present, that is known as the nucleoid. And these prokaryotic cells, they may be spherical, rod shaped, or spiral. And prokaryotic cell, it has the certain structures. First of all, capsule. So it is the outer protective covering found in the bacterial cells, which are the prokaryotic cells, and in addition to the cell wall. So prokaryotic cells, they have a capsule layer surrounding the cell wall. So capsule helps in retention of the moisture of the cell and protect the cell when engulfed, and helps in the attachment of the cell to nutrients or the surfaces. So capsule of the prokaryotic cell, which is the outermost covering, it helps in the attachment of the cells with the nutrients as well as with the surfaces. Inner to capsule comes the cell wall. It is the outermost layer of the cell which gives shape to the cell. Then comes the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm, it is composed of enzymes, salts, cell organelles, and a gel-like component. So cytoplasm actually is a gel-like component in which certain organelles are present. Then there is cell membrane. This layer surrounds the cytoplasm and regulates the entry and exit of the substances in the cells. So we can say that there is present cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is surrounded by cell membrane, and outer to cell membrane there is cell wall, and on the outer side of the cell wall there is present capsule. So this is the structure of the prokaryotic cell. And in addition to these membranes, the prokaryotic cell also has villi. So what is villi? These are the hair-like outgrowths present on the prokaryotic cell, which attach to the surface of the other bacterial cells. So villi are for the attachment. So there is also present flagella. Flagella is a long structure in the form of a whip that helps in the locomotion of the cell, that is the movement of the cell. Then ribosomes, they are also present in prokaryotic cell, and these are involved in synthesis of the proteins. Then plasmids, they are also present in prokaryotic cell, and these are non-chromosomal DNA structures, and these are involved not in reproduction. So next comes the nucleoid portion. It is the region in the cytoplasm where genetic material is present. So no true nucleus is present. And prokaryotic cell, it lacks many organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and the Golgi body. So these are the structures which are present in prokaryotic cell. And what are the examples of prokaryotic cell? Examples are bacteria and the cyanobacteria. So these are the examples of prokaryotic cell. And cyanobacteria, they were earlier called as blue-green algae. So this is the prokaryotic cell. So this is the diagram of the prokaryotic cell. So this is a bacterial cell actually. So this is yellow portion, this is the capsule of the prokaryotic cell, and inner to it is the cell wall, and inner to cell wall is present the plasma membrane, and this is the DNA nucleotide. Then these are the ribosomes, and this is the cytoplasm. And in addition to this, there is present a bacterial flagellum. So this is the prokaryotic cell, and this is all about the structure of the prokaryotic cell. Next comes the eukaryotic cells. I already told you, eu means true and karyotic means nuclear. So eukaryotic cells, they are the highly developed cells, and they contain a membrane bound nucleus true nucleus, and organelles are also well developed in eukaryotic cells. And what are the characteristics of eukaryotic cells? So these are the developed cells, and these are the cells with true nucleus, and they appeared about 200 million years ago, and probably they evolved from the prokaryotic cells. And eukaryotic cells, they have the nucleus enclosed within the nuclear membrane. So the nucleus of the eukaryotic cell is enclosed by the nuclear membrane, or you can say that the membrane which encloses the nucleus of the eukaryotic cell is known as nuclear membrane. And the eukaryotic cells, they have mitochondria also for respiration, and flagella and cilia are the locomotory organs. They are present in the eukaryotic cell. And cell wall is also present, which is the outermost layer of the eukaryotic cells in case of plant cells. Animal cells do not have cell wall, and the cells divide by a process known as mitosis. So division in case of eukaryotic cells takes place by the help of process known as mitosis. And eukaryotic cells, they contain a cytoskeletal structure also, and the nucleus contains a single linear DNA which carries all the genetic information. And what are the examples of eukaryotic cell? Examples are from protozoans, fungi, and all the higher green plants and animals, they have eukaryotic cell. So these are the certain characteristics of eukaryotic cell. So this is the diagram showing the structure of the eukaryotic cell. So first of all, this is nucleus, then this is endoplasmic reticulum, then this is cytoplasm, and then this is the cell membrane which surrounds the cell. Then comes the DNA inside the nucleus, then there are present lysosomes, then ribosomes are present in the cytoplasm, then mitochondria is also present, this is the mitochondria, and then Golgi apparatus is also present in the cell. So these are the highly developed cells, and these are the cells which have true nucleus. And so this is the eukaryotic cell, and in the coming presentations we will study this eukaryotic cell in detail, and we have to study each and every structure of the eukaryotic cell in detail one by one. We have to study the structure and the function of each structure of eukaryotic cell. So this is all about for today. Today we have studied about what is cell and who discovered cells, then what is cell theory, and then there are the two types of cell, there is a prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Then we studied about the different characteristics and structures of prokaryotic cell, and you now know that prokaryotic cells, they are the primitive cells and they do not have a proper true nucleus which is covered by nuclear membrane. And then eukaryotic cell, these are the highly developed cells, and they are probably evolved from the prokaryotic cells. They have a true nucleus because nucleus is covered by nuclear membrane, and it has all the cell organelles present in the cytoplasm which perform different functions. And in our next presentation we have to study the structure and the function of each and every structure of the eukaryotic cell. So I have already sent you study material about this topic, and you have to prepare notes by studying both the presentation as well as the study material, and you have to prepare a proper notes of this topic. And now you have to learn this topic, you have to revise this topic, and if you have any doubts you can note down those doubts and you can discuss those doubts in the class. Thank you.